Okay, so I wrote a book on change. So basically what I did for it was I did a bunch of research, I interviewed with different people, and I asked them about their experiences and the biggest change that they had undergone. I wrote all about their experiences as well as my own in relation to change and just how it affects us and how we, what takeaways we create from it, as well as just reflections on it. So basically what I did was I interviewed a few different people, and I learned a lot about internal versus external change, and I learned a lot about just different takeaways from their experiences, because I feel like we often just reflect on our own experiences, but it was cool to be able to understand where they're coming from and how other people view things, and basically I asked everybody at the end of the day if they felt like it was worth the difficulties and the hardships that they went through to be able to have that dynamic lifestyle. As far as how long it took me in the hours, so I created a timeline at the beginning of this process, and I had set up a timeline of a couple of days at the beginning of when I wanted to create a list of people I wanted to interview. I did a poll on Instagram to get people to sign up for that, and then I had the interviews done within a couple of weeks. That took a few hours for me to interview and write down questions for each of them, and then I spent the next 2 to 3 weeks just writing everything and kind of going through and making sure that I included everything that I wanted. I went through and did a few rounds of editing. I took a break for a couple of days to kind of get a fresh set of eyes when I came back to it. And then when I went into the designing process, I worked on my cover that I have right here. And that took me a few hours over the span of, I would say, 2 or 3 days just to kind of go through a couple of drafts. I know I worked on them with you, Brother Henderson. And then as far as the publishing process, that was probably one of the most difficult parts, just because there's a lot of formatting that has to be done through Amazon, as well as just making sure that I had everything according to their standards. The hardest part of all of this, I would say, would be the formatting and the publishing, making sure that I had all of that formatted properly and that it was in the right timeline. Unfortunately, the physical book wasn't able to get here. It's getting here tomorrow, so I wasn't able to have it. And I have a PDF version and the cover of it here. And I've got a QR code that shows you the link to the Amazon Kindle version as well as the physical version that have been published for about a week now.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Something that I learned, I would say, there's just a lot of interesting perspectives that I hadn't thought about before that I definitely loved reflecting on. I loved the takeaways that a lot of the people that interviewed gave me, just as far as living your life for yourself go and figuring out that changes are worth the effort that's put into them and the difficulties that you have to undergo through them. And it was overall just a really good experience for me to be able to gain a better understanding of where everybody's at and how they feel. And I took that idea of coming up with a board, so I created this board over here, asked a question of what word comes to mind when you think of change, and I had a bunch of people write their thoughts here, and it was really cool to be able to see everything they wrote down. They wrote positive, negative things, but every single one of them I related to a lot, and it was really cool to be able to see everybody's perspectives. Something I would change. I would probably change the amount of time that I had for it. I wish that I had figured out what I was doing sooner and had enough time to be able to progress in it the way that I had wanted. I would have probably researched more, written more, just put in more effort in that regard, just because that would have been a lot easier for me. But overall, I think it was definitely worth the time that I put into it, and yeah, I love the experience of it. Thank you.